All right, welcome into Market Day Report. I am Scott Shellady, otherwise known as the Cow Guy. Thank you very much for tuning us in today. Why don't we take a look and see if the markets have been moving, if it's market trick or market treat. We'll see. I don't think it's really doing much of anything, really. Corn's been around 480 all day, and guess what? It still is 2.5 cents higher. 480 3/4 is last. Still got a really small range, 5.5 cents. Again, we're right about 2.5 cents off the bottom, 3 cents off the bottom. So that'll give you an idea where we sit. That's corn, not doing anything. We're up about 2 to 2.5 cents across the board there. How about soybeans? What do we have happening there? Soybeans are up 8.5, up 6.25 cents. Sorry, Jan's at 13.5. That's about 13.5 cents off the low of the day. I can tell that even because that was the low right there, 13 even. And we're about 8 cents off the high. So that'll give you an idea about what's been happening in the beans. We're up between 3 3/4 and 6.5 cents across the board when we talk about soybeans. Wheat in Chicago, the Chicago wheat market, that's down 9.25 cents up front. That's Dees, 5.56 3/4. This last, that's a penny and a half off the lows. Hasn't really done much since we were last there. We have a 13-cent range. Penny and a half off the lows of a 13-cent range kind of spells it all out for you, doesn't it? 9.25 cents lower there. 5.56 3/4 is last. Dees wheat in Chicago. Let's move on to the hard red in Kansas City and see what that wheat market's got in store for us. December trades at 6.29 1/4. That's down 15 3/4 cents. Ouch, that's a penny and a quarter off the lows of what? When you got them, it's a 18-cent range, right? So there you go. Penny and a quarter off the lows of an 18-cent range. 16 cents lower on the day. Price 6.28 3/4. That's Dees wheat, Kansas City. Let's move on to the spring wheat in Minneapolis. 12 cents lower there in that Dees contract. 7.05 3/4 is last. And again, that's about a couple cents off of the low, 2.5 cents off the lows. That's 12 cents lower on the day. Dees spring wheat, Minneapolis. 7.05 3/4 is the price. Let's get to the cotton. We'll bring in our guest analyst. That's down 127 points to 81.64. And that, folks, is only 5 points off the low of the day. We've been hanging around there all day long. That's Dees cotton. All right, let's bring in our next guest analyst, and that's going to be Tommy Grisafi. He's with Advanced Trading, and he is, I can tell, he's in Valparaiso, looks like. Tommy, thanks for being on. All right, brother. Not a lot going on out there, I guess. The wheat's kind of backing up a little bit. What are your thoughts?
I was writing some notes while you were talking. I was just waiting for my turn to talk, to be honest with you. A couple things here. 2 months left to play in the period. And are commodities dead? Should we put out a story, a headline, little clickbait, commodities are dead? Not so quick. Gold at $2,000 an ounce. Extreme volatility in some of the energies. Natural gas up 8% today. We're going to go way on the outsides. Gold, natural gas. But wheat is a dumpster fire. It'll continue to be a dumpster fire until further notice because the world has too much wheat. And Putin hates America and he hates the Western lifestyle and he's going to flood the market with wheat. And all the countries who say they're not going to buy cheap wheat from Russia, they lied like everyone else. Everyone's lying to everyone. And they're going to go buy the cheap wheat. Something really important is happening in the CME group tonight. They're lowering limits. So limit up, limit down in corn was 45 cents. It's now going to be 35 cents. That should ring a bell, ding, 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 ding. That volatility is coming in, Scott. Quarterly, they readjust limits, and they haven't adjusted them for a while. I mean, they could, and they evaluate it, but the price of corn, wheat, and beans has come down so much, they're lowering limit. Now, limits in beans are still extreme. They used to be like $1.05, $1.10. They're coming into like 90, 95 cents. But the fact that limit up or limit down in corn is going to be 35 cents shows that times are getting slower. Now, you and I are old enough to remember, I remember being in the pit. I remember when limit up was 10 cents.
Yep.
And it would only do it once in a while. And we would trade through limit synthetically, and we'd all be running in the options pit, and we'd be selling corn 6 cents over limit. To think of that, now, we move a lot more. So the markets have changed. The world's changed. 2 months left to play in the period. Buckle up, Buttercup. I got a feeling somehow 2023 is going to go out with a bang. Something scary is happening as we come into Halloween. One last thing before we go on break. Today is the anniversary of when Mr. John Corzine helped blow up the once firm MF Global, and he's still not in jail. I don't know how he got away with that.
Was that on Halloween? Was that really on Halloween? The 31st?
True story. As scary as that jacket you're wearing, that man ruined a lot of lives and lost a lot of money.
Well, I mean,
it
took and the two things I took away from that story were, he ultimately they got back almost over 95%, but it took forever to claw back a lot of those losses to those that were supposed to have their money in safe places with Corzine when he was running EDF Bannon. But then at the same time, what the trade he wanted to make he was ultimately right. But
on the Italian bonds, yes,
he
sir.
ultimately was right. But boy,
like they say, like in joke telling, timing is everything.
Timing is everything, says the Rain Dance Man. That's where we get that from. All right, stay right there. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk more with Tommy Grisafi. He's with Advanced Trading. We'll be right back after this. All right, welcome back. Let's take a look at the other side of the ledger, right? That's the proteins, the meats, whatever you call it. We just want to know the price. Let's bring up that live cattle board that I've preloaded, and it's not doing very much. We have some movement out in April. That's up $1.17, but look at the fronts. Dees up 20 cents. I guess Feb up 85. We can get a little bit excited about that. 183.45 is last in Dees. 184.82 is last in Feb, but they're up 20 cents in Dees. 82 cents higher in the Feb. All right, so that's live cattle. Moving right along, let's get to the feeders. I guess it's up about 70 cents on average, 72 cents on average across the board there. Let's go to the Jan. That's 70 cents higher at 237.57. That's in the middle of the day's range. We've had an all right range of almost $2.50, $2.60. And that's Jan. March is up 70 cents right now to 240.07. Then finally, let's take a look and see what lean hogs have got in store for us. And they're also higher in the day, but still very quiet. 37 cents higher. That's Dees. 71.55 is last there, 25 cents off the highs. Feb's up 35 cents to 74.72. Let's get back to Mr. Tommy Grisafi. He's in Valparaiso with Advanced Trading. You got 1 minute, Tommy. What do you think?
Well, I think the cattle market had a heck of a ride this month. If you go back and look at a chart, this may have been the month that cattle topped out. There's still a few people saying that we could go back up to those levels. The fundamentals are bullish. Numbers don't look so good in hogs. I know you and I are talking hogs after the close, and Scott the Cow Guy, so we'll keep some of those secrets to ourselves, what we're going to talk about. But it's been an emotional month in the meats, and overall, the meats are one of the commodities that I do think is going sideways to lower over time. And if they do go up, that would make a lot of people happy and create a surprise. So keep both options available, but be defensive. Defend these prices. Even though for some people think the hog price is bad, it could get worse. And the same thing could happen in cattle. So be defensive. Many people think the tops are in these markets for a long time.
All right, perfect timing. You just got the wrap in the ear. You've got an incredible internal clock, Mr. Grisafi. Great stuff. Thanks for being on. Great content. Tommy Grisafi, Advanced Trading, Valparaiso, Indiana. We'll bring it back here to Music City, Music Row, and I'll hand it back over to you.
Thank you, Scott.